Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, can you hear me?
I hear you. He's on his phone.
No, I'm not.
Well, you said you were going to be on your phone. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started.
I know. I drove 90 miles per hour to get here.
Okay, we're going to get started so that our tweet and our GHO kind of match, or try to be matching as close as possible. So welcome to our For Learning. It is a tweet and chat, so we have a GHO going at the same time as a Twitter chat. I am your moderator. I am joined here with Nick, and Amber and Brad are in the Twitter world sharing at the same time. So please introduce yourselves. Where did I go? Here I am. Please introduce us. We have Doug and Nick. So Nick, why don't you start? And then we'll have Doug and then Adam.
Of Plato Academy Schools, which is a collection of AR, and obviously I love AR. I'm also an OGDAT ambassador, and I'm really excited to be here with all these awesome educators.
Okay, welcome, Nick, and Doug, it's your turn.
I'm Doug. I'm a middle school teacher on mid-coast of Maine, and I've been doing AR for 2-3 years now. And what else?
What else is there? It's all AR.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. I have so many things popping up. That's not funny. Okay, so I have several devices going tonight, so I can keep track of everything. We'll see how this works. Over on the Twitter side, we have Dawn. So welcome, Dawn, and we have Quiver. We also have, I want to say Heidi. Oh, and I lost it. Hang on. Gosh darn it. I need a clone. So welcome everyone to AR for Learning. Tonight we are going to be talking about science and augmented reality. And if Adam would return, he could introduce himself, but we just see his chair.
I'm here.
I see you. Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
Magic, you appeared.
I am. I'm here. Thanks, Katie Ann. My name's Adam. I am an assistant principal for 18 years, but I'm also a big fan of augmented reality since I'm also the CEO of OGDAT, which is an augmented reality platform for education.
Well, welcome, and I'm glad you could join us tonight. We are going to talk a lot about augmented reality. I am going to be sharing so much information, so do not worry if you do not get it all. We are recording the GHO side, and we are going to archive the Twitter side, and we'll post all that in our Google Plus group, Augmented Reality for Education. And Brad has arrived on the Twitter, so welcome, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
And we're trying to time all of this perfect, so far so good. So if we have questions or if you want to be pulled into the GHO side, give me a direct message. I should hopefully see it on my other device, and I'll try to pull you in as quickly as possible. And I can see that we have viewers as well as people on Twitter. So make sure that you are using the hashtag AR for Learning if you're on the Twitter side, so that we can see your questions and comments about augmented reality. Okay, so first question. Let me share my screen. Present to it. First question is, what is your comfort level in using augmented reality in education? One, are you very uncomfortable? You're afraid you're going to break the tech. Two, uncomfortable but not sure how to use it. Three, somewhat comfortable. You played around with it but unsure. Four, comfortable. I can use it but still need help from time to time. And five, very comfortable. So, people on the GHO side, where do you rank yourself? Come on, I don't want to speak up at once.
All right, I'm going to start. So I dare to say I'm at level 5, and for the people who are watching this and might be not at level 5, I would like to say that I was introduced to augmented reality maybe 2 years ago, and Brad Wade was the first one that I saw using augmented reality. And the moment I saw it, it was like I was blown away. I just wanted to know more about it. And this drew me in, and within 2 years now, I mean, it took me maybe like 2 or 3 months to start getting familiar with some of the apps. And in the beginning, I was using all the apps that were, ready-made with ready-made content. But I think in order for someone to get to the higher levels, they should be using the content creation apps. For instance, like Oglat or Dakri that allow you to create your own content.
Okay, so Doug, where are you at?
I'm a 6.
You're a 6? You're up there with me.
Yeah, Katie, I've been at this for a while, and I'm using a couple of different platforms. Recently, I was able to procure a premium account with Layer. So I have all of my goody tools that I was used to using a year and a half or so back, and I'm using them again, and I'm getting a lot of Blipper done as well. And this is all part of. I don't mean to sound excessive, but I'm in a great routine with the stuff that I've developed, that I'm continuing to develop now, and it's really starting to really collect what the long-term effect of all this is looking like, and it's very promising and very inspiring, I think. So.
Well, Adam, Heidi, you're mentioned in Twitter, by the way, Adam. Heidi is a 1, or not a 1. Her answer is a 4 for question number 1. Gosh, I need to read these right. So she's right there. She's getting there. Welcome, Gina. Gina is a author for the Not Perfect Hack Club. So if you want to read a really good book, that's one you need to read. She's joining us on Twitter. It says he's a 5, and I have to say I'm up there with Doug. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, creating. So, Adam, where do you rate yourself? I can answer for you, but I'll let you do it.
I would have to say I know a little bit of augmented reality, and I kind of I utilized a lot of different platforms when I first started about 5 years ago as well. Hence, the reason why I created AugThat was to make it easier for teachers to use. That's the ultimate goal, right? Is to make it so that our kids can enjoy it. It's easy to use. So I guess I'm pretty up there in augmented reality. I'm a 6, yeah.
No, right there. Maybe 5.5.
Maybe.
Gina, she's on the Twitter side, and she says she's a 4. She thinks her level's a 4. Hi, Carol. Carol's in where I grew up in Kansas, so welcome Carol. She's also one of our ambassadors for OGBAT, and she says she's a 4.5. This is so much fun trying to read all this and talk at the same time. So I would have to say I'm a 6. I've been using it for almost 5 years. I'm at to the point where I want to be programming and developing it myself. I have lots of ideas, and I can't wait to get them in motion. But it's coming. Everything's coming. Patience, right? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to question number 2. I'm going to post it, so I'll give you guys a couple minutes to think. That hasn't quite released yet on the Twitter side, so we're getting there. We're moving along. This is awesome. Okay, so you should see question number 2. Do you see it? Is everything question number 2? Did you know we have some edu heroes that have written books to help you use augmented reality in your classroom? Did you know that?
I know one.
You know one?
I knew that. I knew that. I know one. I got one. I know one coming out. I know a few others, but great books, Nick. Right, Nick? Katie Ann, right?
Mine isn't released yet, and these are actually books geared to augmented reality in the science classroom. There's a couple. Oh, and by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, and if you haven't noticed, I am wearing green. My daughter would not let me leave the house without wearing green. Okay, so I'm going to show you the slide, and we have one of those edu heroes in our panel tonight. Let me share my screen. I'm back here. Stop doing this new Google Hangout. It's driving me nuts. Okay, share screen. I'm going to myself, so just bear with me. Ta-da! Do you see it? So Nick has written augmented reality. It's an iBook in the science classroom, and there is a link to where you can download it, or you can go into the iBook store thingy and just Google augmented reality in the classroom, and you'll see Nick. We also have Doug, who's in augmented reality just in the classroom. It's not quite geared to science, or not focused on science, but still 2 of our edu hero on our panel here that have written to help our teachers use augmented reality in the classroom. And then we have Paul, and then we also have Courtney that has written augmented reality for science. And their Twitter handles are on the screen, and along with their URL to where you can get their book.
May I say something about that?
Again?
May I say something about that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I don't know about the term, but listen, I wrote this book.
I lost you, Nick. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I lost him.
Keep going.
I lost him too.
Initially,
I wrote this book.
So I can make it easier for our teachers in my school, but also I've been doing a lot of going to conferences and speaking about augmented reality. And the thing is, the thing that always happens is people always stop you to ask you about the app, where they can get the app, how they can download the app. A great idea for them to it would be a great resource. But aside from my book, I would like to say something about 2 books that I know very well that you have there on the list. One is the Augmented Reality in the Science Class by Quinn, and of course the other one from Paul Hamilton. They are both really extraordinary educators, especially Paul. I know him personally. He is very passionate.
You're cutting out, Nick.
Okay, maybe I should let somebody else
You're
talk.
frozen on my screen.
Maybe somebody else should speak for now.
I would have to say, though, I've seen Nick's book and I've seen Paul's book, and I definitely would have to say that those are two resources that really do explain it in a form that teachers who may see augmented reality as a very complicated tool, very difficult to do, or challenging, it kind of breaks it down in a in a way that is really understandable. And that was, I would have to say that Nick, obviously,
Lost you, Adam.
what's that?
We lost you for a second there.
Okay, I was saying that I think. Is that okay? You can hear me now? Okay. What I was pretty much saying is that the way that Nick's book and Paul's book and that the other books have been viewed or looked at is that it's made with an understanding of how educators can use augmented reality, and it's a great thing that it's being brought to the classroom level, as opposed to here it is, this is what you got to do. It's really a good tool and resource. So.
Well,
Okay, Doug, would you like to tell us about your book? Oh, wait, go ahead, Nick.
No, I was going to ask you about what is the title of your book and what is yours. What is the book about?
You're talking to me.
Okay, either one. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, mine is an iBook and or a PDF. This was a book that I'd made about, I'd say about a year and a half ago. I actually just recently updated it because I had a little section about vendors on it. And I had to take Daiquiri out of it, for instance, because they're leaving this space. I have, since it's interactive, if you have a Mac or anything like that, this iBook is an interactive book, and you can actually see videos of my work, and you can see pop-ups of AR that's actually visible, and it just covers a little bit of the history and some of the ideas and concepts that I take to when I approach doing my work. And also, if you visit arforlearning.com, you can download a PDF version of that if you're not a Mac user. You can also see plenty of video of my work on that website as well. And it's just the first in some things. I've got another one that I've started to work on. I don't know when it'll be done. It's funny, a lot of things are changing quickly in this area. We all know this if we're working with this on a daily basis. So by the time you get 2 or 3 chapters done of a new work, you've got to go back and revise them again before you've even seen the end of something coming. So, but everyone's invited to go take a look at that iBook or go to the website, arforlearning.com, download the PDF version of that, and visit some of the other links where you'll see actually videos of my students actually using the AR work that I've developed.
Nice. Doug, what is the title of your?
The title is called Augmented Reality in the Classroom. And if you look back at when Katie Ann publishes the recording, the URL for the iBook is there, and also somewhere posted somewhere is the URL for the website, right, Katie Ann? I think it is. And everybody up here is referenced in the book as well.
The event page too. The event page has the URL to the books along with the Twitter handles for the authors.
Yep.
Okay, well, go ahead, Doug.
No, I was just going to say, if anyone is confused about that or has any interest in checking those 2 things out, just put a comment into the community or something like that, and I'll send you out the links if you need them.
Oh, also they're in the community. I have a book coming out. It is due to be submitted for publish the 28th of this month. They tell me it will take up to 10 days to be released because we've been I've been sending it in sections for the last couple weeks, and then after that, it will be posted in Amazon, where you can go. It'll be an actual book, physical book that you can hold, and it will have lessons on how to use augmented reality in the different areas of the curriculum. Science would be one of them. Language arts. I do a lot with language arts because I do a lot of writing with the kids, so that's what I'm comfortable with. So I'll have lessons, examples, and then things that teachers can do, and some printouts that they can take and go use. So my coming, it's not here yet. I've been quite stressing over it. Say that again, Doug. I heard you come in.
I haven't forgotten that you promised me a signed copy.
A signed copy?
I haven't forgotten that you promised me a signed copy, too, so I'll be looking for that.
That's two of us.
Okay. Okay. We are going to move on to the next question. See if I can do this. I got all these steps I have to go through to share these slides. Okay. Is that timer? Come on, open up. Oh, somebody's trying to... Jean. Okay, hang on, Jean. I'll get you in. Question number 3. What are some augmented reality apps that focus on science that you are familiar with? So there's that question. I'll stop presenting. I'll let you guys talk about it while I try to Jean it.
Okay, who should go? Why don't you just
So I'll jump in real quick, and I know that I can speak on one app that I definitely know that I kind of like. It would have to be, obviously Augment. And the science aspect would be the three-dimensional objects that we have that are made to be tied into the curriculum. So we're not curriculum-based, but it is an infusion that they can do 3D anatomy, 3D space. We have engineering, architecture as well. That's going to be a tie-in to the science aspect. Plus our 360 virtual environments for biospheres and biomes and understanding what those environments look like and be able to see what it's like to be in the center of it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut you off because I got to share another slide. I'm not being rude, but I got to share this. Okay.
That's fine.
So guess what? What's Augment? Our second one, actually the next 3 are from NASA. The spacecraft, we have triggers and stuff to show everybody these real quick. The 3DV from NASA, and then NASA Space Tech AR. There's also an app and I had a teacher asking about biology in the high school level, and there are some apps. iSkull AR could be used for that. There's also Earth AR. My favorites are the Skywalk, Star Walk, Skyview, those that you can see the stars and the planets. There are some free versions, and there are some versions that have to pay. There's Anatomy 4D, Elements 4D. Cromville has come out with a Cromville Science. And then there's the Life of the Monarch, and then of course there's Quiver EU, and there's regular Quiver. There's the Brain AR app, and then Cromville also has Barcy.
It's a great slide,
That's
Katie.
a lot to talk. Amber made all these slides, so kudos to Amber
That's
for
awesome.
helping me out.
Nice going, Amber.
And she used Buncee, Buncee. It's a presentation tool for education to create these slides. So a little plug for them. In the Twitter sphere, we have people talking about Quiver Vision, of course, OGBAT, the NASA ones, Cromville, and then a few of those. And I'm not for sure which order Amber has these triggers. So Amber goes, woohoo, beautiful slide. Yes, you did a great job, Amber. Way to go.
Awesome.
So I thought I would go in order of the apps. And Twitter may go in a different order. I'm not for sure. So we'll see if we match up. So I thought I would show off. Where's my first? Well, OGBAT, of course, was the first one. So I have a slide for OGBAT, and I have it somewhere. I can't find it. Where did it go? Welcome to my world, right? I know Amber made me one. Actually, she made two. One to demo the slide, and I know it's on here because she gave it to me, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, oh, no, that's not it. Yeah, there, no, yeah, that's it. I should really, oh, she did it on number 5. Okay, hang on. That was question 5. So I'm going to show some triggers, and I know it goes with question 5. I'm going to show them as we're talking about augmented reality. So let me go back to sharing my screen. Hi, Janeway. Nice to see you.
Hey, Gene. Long time no see.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Welcome.
Hey, tell me you see an Earth and an ocean.
Yes.
Okay, good. OGBAT has made it really easy. They have upgraded, changed, however you want to say it, to their app where you just push the start button and then you scan whatever trigger that belongs to OGBAT. And then there's 2 examples here, and I will probably show them again in just a moment. We have the Earth, which is a 3-dimensional of the Earth, and then we have a 360 underneath the ocean. And over in Twitter sphere, they're showing off some pictures of kids using augmented reality, so we'll definitely have to check that out when they get done. There's some, Dawn is showing off some bugs from OGBAT in the Twitter side. Okay, so that's an OGBAT one. Another OGBAT one, and I wanted to show was another 3-dimensional one. Hang on, come on. Technology, right? Is that to everyone? This is easier than to do than we were doing with the Blab. I liked Blab because I could talk to several people at once, but I couldn't share my screen as well. So this is another 3-dimensional one from OGBAT, and it shows the layers of the Earth so that it breaks it down. This is one of my favorite ones to kind of show kids the different parts of the Earth, because you know it's not all just solid dirt. It gives them a nice visual of what it looks like instead of just a picture. They can actually spin it around and look at it. Okay.
Are we experiencing long scan times?
Are we experiencing what?
Long scan times on the site? Because, like, as you've been putting them up, I've been trying to scan them. You haven't had them up that long, but I haven't gotten very far.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, You missed the first part when I said I was going to throw a whole bunch at you, and you're going to have to watch the recording.
And pause.
And pause. Yes, you're going to have to pause. There are also these triggers are also going to be on the Twitter site, I do believe, because Amber made slides with the triggers on them, so you can go and pull those up too. And they're being released during the chat. And I don't think we synced quite well because she was on question 4. But I wanted to show off the different triggers. So I'm going to show a couple more. So don't get mad at me, Amber. She's on the books, and we're still on the apps. There's books, too, that are augmented. Okay, I'm just going to show you one more. Hang on. That is one of my other favorites. I'm going to show you what it does. How about that? And then this is from Quiver. My goodness. Come on, computer. Too many things up. It takes a little longer to do all this in the Google Hangout side. She has all her stuff scheduled. That's not fair. Okay, do you see the volcano?
Yes.
Okay, this is one of my favorites that Quiver has done. They're working on educational content, and this is the volcano. And they have 2 different views for the volcano. You can color it, write on it, and then it'll show up on the volcano. Or there's a button you push within the app, and it'll show you this version, and then it erupts. So the smoke starts going out, and then you'll see the lava going up and out. It's really cool. And I know that trigger will be released on the Twitter site. Okay, so I have to get to question 4 because they're already on the books and I haven't gotten that far. So question 4. Let me scroll back up. You're probably all getting annoyed with me too by going back and forth. And I apologize. I had this all organized and everything. Okay, question 4. Do you know that there are augmented posters and books that focus on science? Did you know that? Anybody other than me?
Yes, I did. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
I was just agreeing that I know a few as well.
Okay. So what are the titles? I'm going to put you on the spot.
You want me to?
Nobody watches my presentations.
We watch your presentation.
Isn't there that one on the German wall?
That's not a book, but that's one of the apps I present on, yes. Amber knows the answer. She's giving it to you in the chat. She's trying to help you out. Okay.
I know titles, and I was just waiting for somebody else to hear it.
Oh, it was the I ones, the Dinosauro, the Storm, and the Science.
Yes.
Oh,
the iScience, iDinosaur, iStorm have augmented parts to them that relate to science. And then Pop AR Toys has books and posters. Some books, 3D Bugs, or Bugs 3D, Dinosaurs 3D, Planets 3D, Sea Life 3D, and then there's another book called Dinosaurs Alive. Animal Kingdom also has a set of books, Animal Kingdom's educational books that have augmented content. And then there's an iRobot, and you can actually find all of these books through Amazon. Okay. So I bet they're already
AR and books and like regular published books is getting very big, I think. I mean, I think we all know that AR and VR has been exploded this year. But I have seen even some of these books, actually different books, not the ones that you just mentioned, Kilian, Some of the stores like Target, they do have books that you can buy. They already they have been augmented already, and that's a great way to do a read aloud. I mean, the teacher literally reads the book or goes through the pages, and the story comes alive in front of the eyes of the students, which is amazing.
Yes, you're going to see lots and lots of books. There were tons of books when I was looking for books that are augmented, but for this chat, I wanted just the ones that focused on science or science-related topics. I do own all of the iDinosaurs, iScience, iStorm. There's another one, iSolar System books, and I'm taking those to conferences when I go to present as well, so that people can try them out. Okay, are we ready for the next question? I think so. Oh, the wrong slide. Question number 5. There it is. Oh, wait. Oh, I got off. Okay. There we go. Now let me present that. Okay. I'm sorry if I talk too much.
No, you're not.
Okay, question number 5. Did you know that Augbat has several 3D and 360s augmented triggers that could be used in the science classroom? Oh, Amber, I do not have this slide that you're showing. I have the one with just the 2, but I've already shown those 3 triggers. And this is what the start screen looks for Augbat. All you do is have to push that big green button that says start, and then scan your trigger. So, Adam, would you like to tell us some more triggers? I only shared 3. Can you tell us what others that you have that might relate to science?
I do. So our library, actually, we have over 350, 360-degree virtual environments. We have over 1,200 three-dimensional objects that can be accessed with the app. Not to mention the animated lessons, but that we also do. But for the most part, we have roughly we have so many different categories, every category you could possibly think of. Our library is really extensive. We're probably one of the largest 3D and 360 content libraries for augmented reality.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So you guys keep talking, I'll be right back.
So,
Is this a pause for a word from our sponsors? I wouldn't miss this. I want to hear what's going on.
Did you guys
put
have
us
a
on
chance?
mute. Darn it.
I know. Did you guys have a chance? Doug, did you see the new update, or Gene?
No, I haven't yet. I just saw the start screen when I was trying to scan the couple of triggers that she showed quick, and that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay, so we totally updated the screen to make it even easier, so there are no more buttons. Simply hit start, and you will be able to scan 3D, 360, and all those animated lessons with just one button. You don't have categories anymore.
That's so much better.
Yeah.
Adam,
Yes.
Can you tell people who might be hearing for the first time about Augbat, where can they find the triggers?
They can go to our website, augbat.com, click on the demo page, and they can actually be able to get a taste of the different experiences that we do offer. And they would just click on the demo button, and they can scan it right there.
Okay, cool.
And I want to say that I am grateful for all the support that this community has done to help us. We launched a campaign to reach and 65,000 students right now, and we're worldwide. We're being used worldwide right now, so it's pretty exciting. So I want to thank everybody in the community for supporting us and all the waiters. I'm pretty excited, and I love what everybody's doing. I love hearing about
Well,
educating.
I think the community supports you because back. That goes both ways.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. It's the truth.
I would hope.
Okay, having teenagers are so much fun. We're going to move on to, we're a little behind than Twitter, so you got to hang on just a moment where I share these things, and then we can talk about them. Okay, so up next was the quiver. There are 3 that we were sharing. Is it plant cell or animal cell? One of the cells, the volcano, and then the bird. These can all be used in science. And then up next was Cromville. You see Cromville? Yeah. Cromville Science? Okay. They have a couple new ones. They have the plant, or every plant that grows. They have the solar system, and then they have this metamorphosis, and I can't believe I said that without stuttering, coloring sheets. And these sheets are through the Cromville Science app. You have to log into your Cromville account through the app to make these work. So you'll have to go to Cromville and get your account. I think they're going to start making people go through and log in through their app so they can, I guess, see who's accessing their stuff or not. Because I have to log in when I access them. I cannot tell you. I want to say some of these are free and 2 of them you have to pay for. I'm not for sure because they have given me access to their stuff. But they do have free stuff on their site, and they're really great. They're really nice.
Yeah, I had some intense conversations with them, and we had some really very interesting things that we talked about. Great group of people.
Okay, and Twitter's already on the 6th question, so give me 1 second, and I will pull that up and share it with you. We're not too bad. We're not off too much. We're doing really good staying with Twitter and the people there, and we're almost done. So the 6th question, do you see it? It says AR for learning number 6. What type of augmented reality have you tried or would like to try in your science classroom? So open up to the panel. What have you tried or would like to try?
I can tell you that I have tried. This year, I get the chance to go to different classrooms, like different levels, and I have.
I lost you, Nick.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So with our high school, I'm sorry, middle school.
You're frozen.
But with the lower grades, we use some of the OGDAT apps.
Can you say that again for the high school level? You froze.
The high school, in our high school, we use the Elements 4D, the Daiquiri app.
Okay.
But with the
Awesome.
little ones, the elementary students, we use more OGDAT.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Did I skip a question? I didn't skip a question, did I? I didn't skip a question, Amber.
You know,
I think we're good.
I want to throw out there that, you know, the sciences are so important, and those virtual labs of creating those take-home labs that kids would normally not be able to utilize. It's so important, and on all levels, and it's really important for, you know, for all the grade levels. And if people aren't really they're not familiar, or they're not familiar with all the different apps out there for augmented reality in science, like what we know about, I would be, you know, willing to give away as many, you know, 3D objects for science on all grade levels and let them utilize. Because my big push is I want it in the hands of educators. I want the kids to be able to utilize it. So if they're not familiar with it, we'll get it out there to them, you know.
Awesome. Mary's on the Twitter side. She has posted some things that she's done with Erasmus. So make sure that you check that out on Twitter. There's a link, and all this will be archived. Bobby has shared a Vine using, he did a field to the ocean floor using AugVats 360. So you'll have to go check out the Vine and Twitter. And of course, all this is going to be archived and posted for everybody to look at. And Global Maker has posted assembly board of augmented reality resources. Make sure you check that out as well. So, I don't really teach science. This is why I asked Nick to be part of the Hangout, because this is what you present on. You presented on augmented reality and science several times. What other tools do you use when you go to conferences and present, Nick, with augmented reality and science?
I think, and this is a personal preference, I think all these apps are great. The ones with the ready-made content are awesome, and they have a place in the classroom. But I think the apps that allow the students to unleash their creativity and show what they know are the best apps. And in this case, we're talking about 3 apps: AugVat, Erasmus, and DuckRay. Okay, these are the 3 apps that I think are higher than every other app, only because of this reason, that the students create their own content. And I always start with all the other apps, and I leave these 3 apps at the end, and I kind of tell the participants that basically, okay, here are some apps with ready-made content. You can use them in your classroom. They're awesome, but here are some apps that you can use, and you can actually create your own content and take it a step higher.
I agree. I leave the creating, when I present the creating augmented platforms to the end, because I want people to, one, see what's pre-made, because it's easier for teachers to pull something out and use it. But I also want to take them to the next step. Once they've been using it, I want them to create their own. So I also say that for the end. Okay, we got one more question, and we do have Quiver sharing some. Oh, they got a new space. I didn't see that space one, Quiver. You haven't shown me that one. They have a space rocket with the planets. That's kind of cool looking. You'll have to check it out. We got one more question. So let me share my screen one more time. You should see the sky's the limit. Question number 7. What type of augmented reality science triggers would you like to see made? And since you know we've got Quiver in the chat on the Twitter, we have Cromville checking in, and we also have AugVat here. You've got the people that are developing this content here, so feel free to share with your wish list.
I will stick to my gun, so to speak, and I would ask for more opportunities to have the students create content. Regardless of what this content is, I think this is why we are teachers, and I think this is why we're here. Okay, if we provide some, like you said, some guide for the teachers, already made up, already made, and when we allow the students to take control and to find intuitive ways to show their learning, this is where.
Doug, your turn. What would you like to see, Meg?
A couple of years ago, I was able to do some. I actually augmented a maple tree, and I'm working on a little bit of infrastructure problems to solve, and I really would like to see AR move into the physical world a little bit more. After all, this is about linking the digital world to the physical world. That's the whole premise of AR from my approach. And I'm working on a project, just the design stages of being able to take my students through the woods and have them scan certain parts of real biology in the world as teaching tools. I understand the business about having students create content, and that's very powerful, and I do that. But when I want kids to get a little bit deeper into something, I want to be responsible for the content that they interact with myself as their teacher. And I've got this little thing going on where I'm going to take kids through a small section of the woods, and they'll be able to scan a lot of different things. I'm working on wintergreen leaf beds, a couple of different types of trees, and things like that. I just got to get some Wi-Fi extenders out there so that they don't lose connectivity. And I think it's going to work. I mean, I'm just starting to put this all together here. The other thing I learned is that the trunk of a maple tree grows very quickly. And when you're using real things as triggers, they change really quickly, and you have to be prepared to deal with that too. So from the science standpoint, I'm looking at actually being able to involve the real world as natural triggers, if you would. I don't know how else to say that in a project I'm working on.
Yeah, when you do this, please make sure you take some video.
I didn't hear. You're gonna say that again.
Could you repeat that, Nick? I didn't. You were kind of breaking up.
When you do that, make sure you take shoot some video of the whole experience.
Like a time lapse.
Yes, document it.
Like a time lapse almost.
Yeah.
So, Jean, what would you like to see, Meg?
Well, I'm not in the science area. I'm more just the tech person too. So, what I want to do is I want to try to get my kids writing more about technical subjects and writing more about science. I want them to get more into that higher order thinking, like the compare and contrast kind of stuff and hypothetical thinking and those kind of things. And it would be good if we had, like, for instance, I'm doing with my 3rd and 4th graders, we were doing amphibians and frogs. And frog versus toad. And it's like having stuff like that, and if it was already kind of done to a certain extent, and then you could question the kids on it. You know, there's so many different ways that could be augmented. In a 3D way, you could do it with video, you could do it, you know, various subject categories, like go into environment and food cycle and, you know, reproduction and all that stuff. But, like, we see little bits and pieces of it on, like, a worksheet here or a worksheet there, but nobody's really brought it all together, I don't think, yet. Not that I've seen, anyway.
So
It's coming.
you know, the thing that Gene is saying, I get, and obviously the one thing that we always want to look at is we don't want to create that script for teachers. We want to be able to offer the tools to empower their lessons and to make their lessons come alive for the students. And if you take a look at what our library contains, at AugThat, that's created those triggers you're talking about, and the teacher can tie together, if they're talking about amphibians, take it to a 360 virtual environment, which they can download and put together. I want the teacher to be the teacher, to be able to pick and choose the trigger images that they want to be tied into their lessons. And I think that you can, and that's the reason why we do have the 3D in categories that they can choose tropical rainforest animals to, and then take it to a 360 virtual environment. The same thing with the planets in space, and it is coming. There are a lot of things coming, but that's just a good starting point to that. You have that library of resources that you can just pull from and print out, and it's there for you. And that's a very important aspect, Gene.
Yeah. No, your resources are the best that I've seen. But it's like every place else is just like a worksheet here or there.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do a lot of worksheets, and because we forget. I think that one of the big things with worksheets, I think we lose that sense of a worksheet, but a lot of people don't realize well, how do I make augmented reality work? I'm going to put it to a worksheet, and here's a trigger image at the bottom of it, and now write about it. That's great. But what if the kids were sitting there playing different activities, and they were sitting at a table that they had 12 or 15 trigger images that were all related, and you had your 3D objects and your 360 environments, and they can almost scan those flashcards like what we have, and they can put together their environment, their biosphere, and be able to research which animals belong in the tropical rainforest, which ones belong in the desert, and then they can actually put themselves there, and I think you see they have an animated worksheet here or there. They're not looking outside the box to make it even further, I guess you could say. Sometimes we just get closed-minded and we just need to have it presented, but at the same time, there's so many different things you can print it out on, I feel, and be able to utilize it other than a worksheet. If that makes sense to you guys,
Yeah, no, it does.
That's
it makes sense.
That's why there's some great resources coming out very, very, very soon.
There are.
Okay.
There are.
We are coming to the end of our chat, and I know Nick has something he'd love to share that's happening in June, and I can't wait to be there. Get my tan on.
All right. If you
Oh, you're cutting out again. Are you there, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So on June 15th to 17th, we will have a second big conference, ST4T, or Superior Tech for Teachers, and we partnered with AugThat. AugThat and Adam was very gracious, and we did something that nobody else has done before. We will have one free license, and we're going to have Katie in there. She's going to set up an AugThat Academy, and she's going to be actually teaching every single one of our attendees how to use this present that graciously Adam gave to all of our attendees. Correct?
That is
correct.
Double checking.
So yes, you need to attend ST4T June 15th,
Yes,
16th, and 17th. Correct.
June 15th to 17th is the conference. June 15th is the pre-conference. If you register for the pre-conference, if you register for the pre-conference and the conference, you get 5 licenses for free. Each one of these licenses is $99. So it's like like $500 fee.
And then you get me as a personal trainer.
And then we get you as a personal trainer. That's correct.
And we have some really good people going down there as well. We have a few, so definitely, it's going to be. I'm pretty stoked about it. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be an amazing event.
Amber's going. Me. Yes, Amber's going to be helping me, and she's also presenting a session of her own. So I can't wait. I may have to sneak off to see her a session though. So I may take a break when she's presenting.
I think I'm gonna have to sneak away.
Yeah,
okay,
I have to say
one
last thing. I have to say, I'm really proud of the community that we are building at ST4T, and we are really big this year with augmented reality. Aside from all the people that you mentioned, we have tons of other people who are augmented reality authorities who are going to be there. Like Brad Wade is going to be there, and there's also others who they made a name in the EdTech community using augmented reality. So I'm really excited about that.
And I can't wait to actually get to hang out with everybody. And it's when you're talking online with them all the time, it's great to actually see them face to face and to have that connection. So I can't wait to be there. Okay, so we are at our end of our chat, so let me do this slide real quick. I'm sure it's already been, because Amber's on top of it, it's already been out there on the Twitter world. But next week, our next chat, next Thursday, March 24th at 8 p.m. Central, and I go Central Time because that's where I live and that's where I think. So for those people on the East Coast, it's 9 p.m. We are going to be talking about augmented reality for the interactive notebook. So join us. We're going to try and have some kind of chat either on Twitter or GHO in a chat at the same time on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. So when you think of Thursday as 8 p.m., hopefully you start thinking about augmented reality in education. Always follow the hashtag AR for Learning to get more information. And if you ever need any help with augmented reality in your classroom, please give us a shout and somebody will gladly help you. Okay, so this comes to our end of our chat, and Twitter has been blowing up. My device has been gone crazy. So I can't wait to go read all the messages that are flashing at me. Thank you all for joining us, and hopefully you can join us next week in Twitter as we just do a Twitter chat and we talk about augmented interactive notebooks. Are there any comments or questions before we say goodnight? And thank you, Amber, for helping me on the Twitter side.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, by the way, guys. And I love this community, and I really do appreciate all the support that the educators from all over the world, and it really does mean a lot. As an educator myself, and all the support and seeing other educators using it and giving me feedback, it really, really is a great thing. So I really want to say it's a great, great community that has been created.
Well, thank you for joining us. Doug, were you going to say something? I heard you kind of piped in there.
No, I was just going to say good night to everybody. I'll see you next time.
Okay, see you next time.
See ya. So good to see everybody again. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
See you, Nick.
Good night.
Good night.